Hey, Sam.
Hi, Sarah. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
It feels like it's been a millennium.
I know.
I'm just
I
like, no.
know.
I was like, I don't. I was like, so. A very random topic to start today. Have you ever heard of emotional permanence?
No.
It's like this idea that like certain brain types have to like feel the presence of other people like pretty consistently to like remember like the love.
Yep.
Essentially,
Yes. Yes.
and I was like, I think Sarah and I both might have this.
I would agree with that 100%. 100%. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I was this morning. It only feels like it's been so long because like I don't like. I was like it's. Well, no, whatever. You get the point. I miss you, and I'm glad we're doing this today.
I miss you too, and I'm happy to be with you today.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi,
Well,
everybody.
got lots of
Hi.
folks. All right, those YouTube folks like are always very ready to go.
Oh, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Hi, Jesse. Hi, Colleen. Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see everybody. All right. Okay, so let's see. Do you have any news? Do you have any?
All the news, Sarah.
All the news.
Always
Give us
news.
all
I
the
don't know.
news.
Well, first off, hi everyone. If I have not met you yet, I'm Sam of Sam's Bead Shop, and we also run Sam's Bead Box, which is our main topic of today, with the wonderful Sara Lovecraft. And Sarah and I have been unboxing the Sam's Bead Box since it started March of 2021. You had the
Wow.
very first box, and have made something with every single box,
Yep.
like without fail.
Yeah.
And
Which
I
is
think I've
which is
done
pretty amazing, actually.
almost every live with you. I can think of at least of one I didn't do. So like we've basically unboxed almost every box together
Yeah.
at this point. So February marked our 24th box,
Wow.
which is crazy.
Dang, that's pretty amazing. It doesn't feel like, I mean, I guess on one hand it feels like I've known you my entire life, but then on another hand it feels like it hasn't been that long that we've been doing this. But yeah,
I mean,
wow.
I felt like 2 years. That's not nothing at this point.
I know. Yeah.
I guess the news would be that March then would be the Sam's Beads Box second anniversary box as we start the third year. So we like to do something like an extra special theme for the anniversary. The theme of last March's box we just called Sam's Faves.
Yeah.
Because it was just blues and browns, and so we've got a cool theme coming up for our March anniversary box that ships around like March 10th.
Right. Oh, I'm excited. Any hints?
Never.
No. You know I have to ask even though I know the answer. No.
I mean, I might be able to give you a hint if you're trying to get some designs going, but yeah, we'd like to keep it a secret for folks who don't know the box yet. It is like very much a surprise when it arrives at your doorstep every single month, and yeah, I'm excited for you to see it. And folks, you should definitely get subscribed. Sarah has a code Sarah. Will get you $5 off your first Sam's Bead Box if you go to samsbeadbox.com. So that's the news. We got an anniversary coming up, and that means we also have an anniversary coming up.
I know. It's so exciting. It's so exciting.
Do you have any news?
Well, yes and no. So just on the anniversary front, next month will be a year that I've moved and lived in my new space. So that's it doesn't feel like it's been a year. But yeah, so I've been here in my new surroundings.
You have a different background. You moved even anywhere your room.
I did. I rearranged the room and got rid of the great big huge desk. So now Colleen has her own desk here. There's enough room for Kathy, and there's just room to work in here, which is really cool. But I was asking you earlier about your room divider because I do have something coming up, and I'm going to need some new kind of digs to go behind me. So starting next week on Friday, my new JTV show starts. It's called Master Maker. So you guys
What?
will get an additional dose of me starting next week. So yeah,
Wow.
I'm looking forward to that. So I'm gonna be crazy busy, but in the best way possible. Like
That's so
I love it when
exciting.
I have like my hands in everything. And we were just like kind of working on the finishing touches this morning, like what the product's gonna be, and
Mhm.
like so yeah, I'm gearing up for
What's
that.
the format? Like, what's it gonna look like?
So it will, as far as I know at the moment, it will air on JTV Extra, which is JTV's digital channel. So you
Okay.
can watch it that way. They're also, I think there was some talk about Roku and things like that, but I don't know all the details about that yet. I just know that it's going to be part of JTV Extra. The goal is to have a streaming show every single day of the week and sometimes more than that. But for me, I'll have the Friday spot, and it's called Master Maker. I'll be doing it right here. It will stream live to all of you on my
Wow.
YouTube and my Facebook, but it will also go to the JTV Extra. So nobody's going to miss anything, and you'll have 3 different ways, of course, that you can tune in to see.
Mhm.
And for me personally, that's just kind of like, I don't know. Some of you know that I worked for JTV previously.
Yeah.
I hosted for a short amount of time on JTV Extra, and I was a guest for years over there. So this is kind of like my way of getting back into the groove with JTV. So you'll probably be seeing more things that are JTV and Sara Lovecraft related in the future. But this is just our first little see how it goes kind of thing. But I'm excited to see, because I have a whole lot of like creative control over what it's going to
Mhm.
be. I don't have to leave my studio space,
That's
and I get to make
nice.
fun stuff, so it'll be cool.
Wow. Oh, that is so it's so oh, I love seeing you thrive, Sarah. That's wonderful.
And just so everybody knows, just in case anybody's worried, it doesn't change the Feel Good Friday show. So the Feel Good
Uh-huh.
Friday show will still happen at 1 p.m. and then Master Maker will just be later in the afternoon. So
Okay.
Fridays will be super busy, but you can get me a couple of times. So yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be cool.
So you're just gonna do everything now, Sarah.
I'm going to do all the things. All the things.
We're excited. We're excited. We're all very excited for you, and we will be watching. Let me know if it goes to Roku, because that'd be fun. That's nifty.
I know. That would be my first, like, oh, you can catch me on Roku. How cool would that be to be able to say?
It'd be amazing. So shall we jump in for today?
Yes, let's get to it. This box is gorgeous.
Yay.
So pretty. So I'm going to turn everybody around, and I'm going to let you do all of the, I'll do the
Already
oohs
on
and
it.
ahs, and you tell us the ins and the outs, okay?
All right, so February is our Purple Majesty box. We're just going to go through what is in the box, and then our goal today is Sarah and I each want to make some finished pieces with the box.
Yes.
At least try. The whole point of Design on Fly is to at least try some ideas, even if they don't manifest. So Sarah has pulled out one of our gemstone selections, our shell rounds. They have a coating to make them look like a pearl.
They're so beautiful.
It's purple because that is one of our main color tones in our Purple Majesty box.
That's so pretty. It's so pretty. And at first glance, you do think that it's just a pearl, but a glass pearl, but it is not. As you said, it is not. It's a shell. It's got that beautiful coating on it, and it kind of has a different weight to it too. It definitely
heavier,
has a little
right?
bit. Yeah, it's heavier for sure. They just feel really luxurious in your hands. They feel good.
I was thinking about you with those, because as someone who loves knotting.
Oh yes. Ooh.
I was like, oh, this is a good Sarah bead.
Absolutely. I love these.
Okay, one of my favorites. This is our crown. We're calling it the rose crown in the shop to give it to us a little bit more specific, because it's actually also a flower. And it's one of those specialty check shapes you don't see as often. And
love that.
When we saw that purple tone, we had to throw that in. You'll see like a mix of purple tones as well as black and silver in this box.
These made me so happy.
Glamorous theme, and this is, you can kind of see the theme a little bit in this strand. We did each of these melons custom, so
those
it's
so
crystal clear with 2 different finishes, with a silver finish and then with a purple finish, and then we also did one with a full silver finish all the way around.
I love that they're all on the same strand. I think that's awesome. I love that.
I know, it's kind of fun. Because with doing all the custom ordering, they tell us like, oh, how do you want this? They even ask us, how do you want it to go on the strand? So he's like, and so we have to make this decision. I mean, there's no perfect answers. We're like, how about 2, 2, 2, 2? Like those are the decisions we're making, like for this box these days. Every single little detail. We've got our amethyst chips as our second gemstone selection.
I'm excited to use these. I think I'm going to use these today. I've been thinking about these since I opened the box.
I'm a big gemstone chip fan. I did a class where like I showed like 3 different ways to use gemstone chips.
Yeah.
And I bet you have like 17 more ways.
I love them. I don't think they get enough love, and they're so cool. They're really, really versatile. You can use them in so many different ways, and they can be like the center of attention, or they make really good kind of spacers to space out your other beads too. But yeah, oh, I love a good chip bead for sure.
What's your first idea when you see a chip bead?
So for me, one of my favorite things to do, I'm not going to do it today. I've got a completely different project in mind today, but one of my favorite things to do is do like a little cluster of the chips and then do like a really beautiful round bead next to them. So like one of the shell beads would be really pretty next to it. One of these I think would be the perfect size, would be one of these fire polish in that purple next to those. So pretty. But yeah, I like to alternate them, or then like do like a section that's like maybe 2 inches for the focal of like a bracelet, and then bead on either side. I think makes them really, really pretty. But yeah, I like to make them the center of attention when I can, because they're so cool.
Especially in like a cool stone. That's like I think what really makes a chip special. We got more fire polish, this time in a crystal clear and silver.
So pretty. Those are so glamorous.
I was like, that's one of the first things I learned about you, Sarah, was that you just, if something has that little extra sparkle to it, like,
yep.
That's going to be a yes, usually.
And I love this might be my favorite bead in the box. I'm so in love with these.
Okay, we splurged a little bit on these. These are like a really fancy faceted Saturn, and it's a tanzanite glass with more of that blue purple tone.
Yes. Oh, that's why I love them, because it's just like tanzanite. So pretty. They're gorgeous. And they're so pretty. I don't want to cut them apart. That's how pretty I just want to hold them and touch them and look at them, and like, I know I'm such a weirdo, but they're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's see here. What else we got in here to play with?
We've only got 26 items in this box, Sarah.
I know, there's so many. All right, so I love these as well. I think these are super cool. Also, another one of the beads that I've been thinking about a lot.
So we have 3 different 2-hole beads in the box. This is one of the main ones.
I love the color here.
It sounds like more people are familiar with gem duos. I believe these were made first, as far as I understand.
Yeah.
And so they're very similar. Like, so if you have a gem duo pattern, you should be able to swap these in.
Right.
In your 2-hole design, especially for our stitchers.
I love those.
Our weavers. But you can also use them in 2-strand design. You can use them with wire. There's a lot of uses for 2-hole beads. Ooh, we've got our barrels, our faceted hematite barrels.
Those are gorgeous. So pretty.
Those are one of my favorites. Rachel and I were like particularly happy with when we got those in the mail.
And you've got some other, let's see here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's a lot of beads in this box, Sam. Okay, so let's sticking with that kind of hematite. Look. Oh my. Oh,
yes, we have 3 different hematite beads. You got your donut, which actually has a secret drill hole if you look at the top of it. And then
oh yeah. Oh, so you could hang a little something right there. Oh, I love that. And these are 2-hole.
2-hole squares. Make a cute little pair of earrings. And then
cool.
Some 12mm rounds as well. So you got a whole little collection to play with in hematite, and that's our 3rd gemstone selection.
Love. I'm obsessed with the elephants. I always love it when I get an elephant. I'm so excited. Elephants are my favorite. Love them. Those are super cool.
Gail said, I'm upset with myself that I didn't get this box. She didn't see the box. Oh, so Gail, we have the box on the main website. So if you are interested in getting this entire box, we have extras of them already posted. Jesse will post the link, but if you go to samsbeadshop.com, you can go to past boxes. You can grab one. And
These are gorgeous.
Are those amazing? Those are the royal crowns, one of our feature focals this month with the elephant.
They're so pretty. Oh, yep.
AB on that jet black is really working for me.
Oh yeah, me too, for sure. All right, we got some pear brios here. Those are beautiful. And the black and silver. Those are so pretty.
What I'm making.
Love those too.
Another custom bead for the box. We added that silver to those. I thought I kind of made them a little extra special.
All right, we've got some lavender amethyst leaves, which I love leaf shapes. It doesn't matter what shape of a leaf it is. I love them always. They're so beautiful. Those are gorgeous.
And you work so well with top drill beads and you've shown so many, like, if folks scroll back on your channel, you've shown so many ways to use top drill beads in many ways that are very, very simple as just stringing them.
Yeah.
That you don't need to be intimidated by.
Right, exactly. These are really interesting and beautiful. So they have, like, not only are they texturally really cool, but the color in these is awesome. So they're like, it's like a mix. It's like a pink and purple all in one. It's like it's kind of like a peachy pink, though. It's not like
I was going to say the same thing.
It's not like a Pepto-Bismol pink. You know what I mean?
No, definitely not. Yeah, those are
so cool.
Those were one of the beads where, like, we didn't exactly know what it was going to look like when we ordered it, but, like, when we heard this mix that there was like purple inside the bead, we're like, we need to find out what that'll be.
Yeah, and I think they go really well. Those are so pretty. I love it.
Like, obviously, like, it's a different tone, but sometimes that's nice. Like that, I can already see with the pearls as some, like, softer.
Yes. Oh
tones.
Yeah. Okay, these are really cool. Oh, so these are the other 2-hole beads, right?
Yeah.
These are super cool. So I can see so many different things you could do with these, and they could be used like, you could even use these in like a steampunk kind of design if you wanted to. They're flowers, but I think that if you wanted to get away with using them as like a gear, you totally could. But they're so cool. I love a bead like that. That's like you can use in so many different ways. You know what I mean? Like,
Shara said the same thing about them being a gear as well.
Yeah. Well, but that's what makes them cool, because depending on how you design around them is what they're going to be, and I think that's awesome.
That's so funny to me. I like totally didn't even see that until you guys pointed that out.
All right. Here we go.
What am I gonna make? Oh my goodness.
Oh, look at these. Those are so pretty.
Lustre purple drops. Those are one of my favorite focals. I'm eyeing those for my time today.
All right, so there's a couple of bags that are full, so I'm not going to dump these completely out, but I do want to show.
Got our peanuts.
I love your peanut. These look so cool stacked up. I love a peanut.
Why we want to say this?
They're super fun. So there's some peanut beads. There are some dimpled cubes.
I love how this mix came out.
I do too.
And we're trying to do more mixes again. It's like, especially in these types of mixes where you get maybe like a single shape in a few colors.
Yeah,
this is the way we can give you 3 different beads,
but
it's only one bead. So, like, get a sneaky little extra in there.
And these, I like these stacked up too. They're so cool.
And there's another one where we couldn't decide which color we wanted, so we picked both. Mixed them together.
And that's perfect. It worked out perfectly. Perfect. All right, we've got these ovals.
I should say that bag that Sarah was holding was hematite and the purple luster finish mixed together.
Yes. Sorry, y'all. I love these too. These are so classy.
Why are we all on the same wavelength this month?
They're just so
I was going to say the same thing. I'm pretty sure that's what Shara said when we did the official unboxing a few days ago. That is so funny.
All right, and then there are two things left, and not to be left to the end because they're the least. Like they're actually kind of my favorites. So, all right, we've got the little fleur-de-lis charms, which I adore.
Aren't they pretty?
And the key. Oh yes, I love.
So we actually work with TierraCast directly, and they make us items often that they don't sell. Like I don't think you could find these items on the website. You might find them in maybe like a different plating.
Right.
But they make custom platings for the box for us. So these ones are the antique pewter, which is one of my favorite finishes. It's like a darker stone.
Yeah.
But you'll notice that in Sam's Bead boxes, like we'll order something in copper, and it's actually not something they sell in copper. So it becomes like a really cool exclusive.
Right.
Through the box.
That makes it extra special. Okay.
And
now,
also, they're made in the Bay Area. They're gorgeous. The whole team there is lovely. So great people, just good people.
Oh yeah. Okay. This piece. This was more? Like this. Oh my. Oh my. I'm obsessed. I'm so obsessed. Okay, so this was from Swarovski, correct? The chandelier part. Like it's you gotta tell me more, Sam. Tell me more.
Okay, so these I got actually as part of when I went to New York late last year, and I was going through this like warehouse. This like I've posted photos of this warehouse. It's like this warehouse has beads from like floor to 40 feet high, and so they have a lot of beads. And so they don't have time to deal with certain beads. So there's this whole section they just let me dig through. And one was an entire pallet of chandelier components from Swarovski's factory, and they were estimated in the 90s.
Wow.
Could be this would easily be a vintage component because it's more than 25 years old.
Right.
And so
I got fingerprints on mine. I'm like, no.
When we packed them, we actually used gloves. So our goal was that no one had fingerprints. It was as best we could on your chandelier component. Yeah, this palette was old and dusty, and like I was deterred. But the boxes were like intact, like they were still sealed.
Yeah.
So I just kind of went one box at a time and like picked out the best I could find in this shape.
Wow. Oh, so I'm in love. Oh, look, I fogged mine up. It's getting a little extra love from me.
So which side do you think is the front?
So cool. So what and how cool is it that it's got a hole on the top and on the bottom? So you can hang it this way or you can use it this direction too, which makes it
interesting.
Super versatile and just a fabulous, like you don't even have to use this in jewelry if you didn't want to. You could make an amazing like sun catcher for your kitchen window. Oh, so pretty.
I love Nicole and Colleen's comments.
They're so funny.
There was a question. Let's see. The main question is folks are curious how you would use a big component like that.
I would just make it an amazing drop for sure for a beautiful beaded necklace. But I mean, given a whole lot more time, I could come up with all kinds of beautiful things.
There was someone in one of our groups who sketched out 4 different like sun catcher designs using it.
I saw that. That
was super creative.
Yeah.
One was hanging. Like they made a crescent and there was it hanging in the middle, and she had all the ideas. It was very, very impressive. Hey Jill, oh my gosh, hello.
Hi Jill.
Do you and Jill go back?
Do what?
Do you and Jill go way back?
No, not super far back. I've known Jill for I guess we kind of do. I've known Jill for years, but we have not. I don't like to admit that, and I'm sure she probably doesn't like it. Gee, thanks, Sam, for pointing that out. No, I have known and followed Jill and her amazing career for a very, very long time. So yeah, she's She is an impressive human being for sure.
I got to meet Jill in Tucson, and like very like similar feeling I had of like very quickly. I was like, oh, this is a really like lovely, genuine person.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so I was like, I want to be best friends. Thank you.
I think everybody feels that way about Jill.
But it's the same sort of feeling I had when I first met you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm also saying.
All right, Sam. So what are you gonna make? What are you gonna make?
Okay, I don't know, Sarah. This is the moment of I don't even know. All right, I've started to lay some things out. I even stole some things from today's sale.
Oh,
what do you guys think of my new desk? I think it's kind of nice. So I grabbed some of the amethyst from today's sale, some of the other pearl colors I have.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna need some of those pearls you've got there. Oh my gosh.
I got them in every size. Which size do you want?
Ooh, 6s and 8s.
You got it. You want some for some kids?
Oh yeah. Well, I was thinking just for my personal stash, but yeah.
All right. I'm glad we talked now because I'll pull those out before the sale.
Absolutely.
So I really want to make a neck. My main idea is I saw these two together, and I was just really thinking these would dangle nicely from a necklace.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Some amethyst onions I got in Tucson.
So pretty.
And then I want to incorporate some of the other details of the February box as well. So that's generally the direction I'm going to head. That obviously is half an idea to start, but that's where I'm starting. Also, I should shout out, these are the silver silk items that Nile made for the February box.
Oh, so pretty.
So if you're a silver silk fan or wanting to try it out, this is a fun way to do it because you get these multi-packs that you can't normally get from Nile.
Right.
So this is his flat mesh. It's like a wire ribbon chain. Super strong stuff that we did in purple and silver. So you can just crimp. You can use some crimp ends. We sell the TRCast ones. Nile sells his own crimp ends. And you can use that like as a chain. So beautifully. And then the pipe chain. Nile, we made 2 colors of Nile as well.
So pretty.
Bright purple with silver wire. And this is like a hematite tube with a purple wire on top of that. So that one is kind of to help pull in some of the darker tones of the box.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
This idea there. So if you're interested in the silver silk and the extra boxes, those are already available on samsbeadshop.com. The actual extras from the February box itself, those are launching later today. So we think Rachel told me we have extras of every single item from the February box, which doesn't always happen. So if you're interested in that, definitely head on to our live sale tonight at 5 o'clock Pacific, which is 8 p.m. for our East Coast friends. We'll be live. The easiest way to watch is just in the Sam's Bead Shop app. So go ahead and download that now. And if you turn on push notifications, you can hang with us this evening for lots of beady goodness. Are you already making? What are you making?
Well, so I have the wrong size head pins for the chips, which I should have known ahead of time, but so I've got these, I think mine are 21, they might be 22 gauge. Mm-hmm. And some of the chips are fitting on them, but if I had my 24 gauge head pins, they would be working a whole lot easier. That's the thing about chips, is that the drill hole usually, and like with most gemstones, the drill hole is usually on the smaller side. Obviously, they're small, so you want to be delicate with them. They don't want to drill a great big huge hole in them. So when you're working with them, you want to be extra careful too, and try not to force them onto something that they won't fit onto. But what I'm finding is that some of them will fit onto my larger head pins. But again, if I had pulled the 24 gauge head pins, I would be having a lot easier time than I am at the moment.
Those chips also happen to be cut in India, and they generally drill their holes smaller.
Yeah.
To kind of, which usually is done to help like protect a bead.
Exactly.
But,
yep.
But it does make it. Usually, you have to use usually a thinner wire.
Yeah.
I'm
Just
amazed
don't force them.
22 gauge. I usually can get 24 gauge through my Indian cut beads.
Yeah.
But even sometimes that, depending on the cut, 26 gauge actually works even better. I think we carry some 26 gauge German style in the shop.
Yeah.
For that reason.
All right. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to make a cluster with all my chips here. And I'm going to hang. I'm going to do first, and then I'll show you. Just follow along. Let's see what happens. I'm going to make a little cluster though. And I'm going to do simple loops here instead of wrapped loops because I don't need all the extra wire from a wrapped loop.
What are your general ideas for when you're starting, like when you have a bead box in front of you? What are your tips for folks as they start designing with the box?
Well, I think it kind of depends on what kind of person you are, as far as like, do you need to dump them all out and touch them all? Do you need to lay them out and like create smaller palettes with them? Or, do you just go through and pick one thing and build from there? It's really kind of up to the person. But for me personally, I'm one of those people who like, I think that's why I love our unboxings together so much, is because I have to take them all out and touch them and feel them and look at them to get a good idea of like the shape and the weight and, really get a good look at the texture. Mm-hmm. And then usually from there, I will kind of go with smaller palettes. I'll start to like, okay, well, these go with these, or I really like the way these two textures work together. And then sometimes I just right out of the gate have a design in mind, right? I'll just open the box and I'll see one thing and I'll be like, yep, that's what I'm going to make. So it really just kind of depends on my mood, I think, honestly. But I do think that, at least for me, having everything out and touching it and feeling it makes a difference. Makes it easier for me to kind of decide where I want to go.
I'm very similar. I like to know all my options before I make a decision.
Yeah.
I find it actually more freeing. I know it can be overwhelming, but like if I can see all my options, I start to like know what I don't want to use to start.
Right. Yeah.
I actually find it becomes more clear once I see, here's a full picture, and now I can discern the pieces that are pulling. So right now I'm pulling elements into a smaller pile in front of me.
Right.
To kind of make a mini palette within the bead box, because often with the bead box you can make multiple palettes.
Yeah.
From the box. Okay, that should be a good start for me. Ooh, I got some 22 gauge. Is 22 still your go-to these days?
Still my go-to. Still my go-to.
I finally just like have the big rolls for myself of the go-to ones. For me, it's usually 24, 22, and I think the 18 I usually keep a small roll of. Where's the end?
Well, recently I've been using a lot of 26, and that is because of the projects we've been doing on hardwired. Mm-hmm. 26 is usually the one that I go to for like a wire weave project. But as far as like my day-to-day, 22 is definitely my go-to.
Yeah, I use 20. I don't use a lot of 26. And we did a class with Rachel Malice on Friday. And we used 26 for like wrapping on some itty-bitty gemstones. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, it was about 5 times easier to do the wrapping.
Yeah.
Than a 24 gauge. It feels significantly more supple.
Right. Yeah.
To work with.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
is the sound of Saren.
Trying to decide what I want, how I want it to go. Let's see here.
So I'm just starting off here by wrapping up that beautiful pear brio. Oh my god, it's so shiny. I can like almost see myself in it. How's the puppy these days?
Oh my gosh, she's driving me absolutely crazy. So she's too smart for her own good. And
she's very smart.
Oh my gosh, yes. And it can be really frustrating because she's very headstrong and very defiant. So like she knows what she can do and what she's not supposed to do, but that doesn't stop her from doing all the things she shouldn't be doing, you know? So yeah, I mean, it's challenging, but it's fun. We're having a good time with her, but I do have my moments where I'm like, oh my gosh, I just wish you would hurry up and become a full-grown dog because you're driving me crazy.
Oh, full-grown huskies are also very stubborn.
I know. I know. It's not going to change a whole lot, but yep. We're having fun, though.
So how many dogs do you have in that house now?
We have 4. Yeah, and that's my limit. that's the limit. 4, that's the limit. Every time somebody comes to visit, I try to give, 2 or 3 away, and not really. But
such good dogs.
They are. I have really sweet. I'm very fortunate, and like I complain that she's headstrong and everything, but the truth is that I have very well behaved dogs. I have babysat other people's dogs and just been like, "What are you doing with your dogs at home? I don't understand." So yeah, I'm fortunate. I complain, but I think all parents, are my kids, so I can say that they drive me crazy, right? But they're all very well behaved and very well trained. And Q is obsessed with Caesar Milan, the dog whisperer. And so,
the dog trainer.
Yeah, he's making sure that they're all trained up and behaving themselves, and which makes our lives a lot easier.
Did your robot just say hello to us?
Yes, it did.
Oh, that's not a human.
Yeah, he said hello and then he decided to go to sleep. So now he's snoring. He's interesting, that's for sure. All right, so I've got a little dangle going on here, but I'm not quite done with that. I'm not quite finished. I'm actually going to hang something else from this, and this is going to be an earring, just in case anybody was curious as to what it was I was doing.
What?
Well, okay, but I got to know what you're doing over there.
Well, I don't know. I've just started putting things together. All I've done, I wrapped a brio, put one of those little rose crowns on it. I'm starting with the focal. I figured I can build out the necklace.
Uh-oh. I'm frozen.
All right. Sounds like Sarah froze, but she always returns very quickly. This feels very long to me, so I'm gonna try it and we'll see. I don't generally design long pieces. Welcome back.
Sorry about that.
You're all good. I know the drill. This time we had warning. You said, "Oh, Sam, you're frozen." I was like, "Oh, that means Sarah's about to freeze." It's not like the first live where you actually got booted from the live itself. And I was then hosting on your YouTube channel. I was like, everyone.
Oh my goodness.
Sarah, I bought so many things in Tucson. Like,
nice.
Way too many things.
That's not a bad problem, though.
But like I'm never gonna be able to stop organizing. Like I haven't even sorted all, like everything is out of boxes thanks to the team and like
Yeah.
and like in bins, but like oh my goodness, I have to sort so many boxes, so many
That's
bins of beads.
so exciting, though.
And you know I love a gemstone, but it's like there's so many gemstones. It's great.
There's so many.
What am I doing here? Let's see if 24 gauge will go through those amethyst brios.
Let's see.
I love. You're making me say cha-cha amethyst earrings.
Yes.
Ooh, 24 gauge will work. Lovely. Okay. All right. I find brio wrapping on the Indian cut brios a little more tricky because they're a bit more fragile of a bead than a glass bead.
So we got a question.
Yes.
Debbie wants to know, how do you know what size wire to use for your projects?
At first, I thought she only tagged me to answer the question. I was like, why are you not asking Sarah?
So for me personally, and I mean, I think this is just really kind of just a general rule of thumb. It's kind of like what we were talking about with the chip beads before. It really just kind of depends on the drill of the bead. And a lot of times, like gemstones in particular and pearls usually have a smaller drill hole. So a lot of times I'll let the drill hole of the bead be the deciding factor. However, it kind of also depends on the design, because sometimes you want that extra metal to be part of the design, right? And sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just want that wire to really kind of disappear within the piece itself. So sometimes I'll take that into consideration as well. And that also kind of has to do with where I'm going to use like a wrapped loop as opposed to a simple loop. Sometimes those questions are also answered with the same answer as what size wire to use, because a larger wire obviously is going to draw more attention than a smaller wire is going to. And so a lot of times it really just kind of, it'll depend. But I usually start out with the drill hole because that's ultimately the deciding factor. But then from there, it kind of goes on to, you know, what I want from that wire. Do I want it to be part of the design? Do I want it to disappear?
Yeah, I liked something I've heard you talk about is like using the thickest you can. And I think that's like a really nice place to start.
Right. Yeah.
Just because like it can add a lot more integrity to use a thicker wire.
Right.
But it definitely goes right back to what you just said of like the drill hole. Obviously, it's going to be your deciding factor. You do not want to, especially with gemstones. Even check glass can be more fragile too.
Right.
You just don't want to add pressure to the bead by using too thick of a wire.
Exactly.
But yeah, if I'm making wrapped loops, Rachel's taking a photo of me right now in the nude because I redid the setup over here.
Yeah.
Anyway, where was I in the story? Oh, if I'm doing wrap loops, it's actually sometimes nice to use a thinner gauge wire.
Right.
I think the look of it can be a little bit more refined.
Yes.
Where just like you have those tiny little coils. Like even here, this is a 24 gauge wire. Like you can barely see that little coil there.
Right. Yeah.
And I kind of like that. I need a little bead to stack on top of this amethyst. Maybe one of the purple pearls. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, I'm kind of going for a Sara style piece. I'm gonna try to make some longer dangles to string.
I'm all about the dangles.
I have the time for it, but I'm gonna at least get myself going right now. Well, I love your pieces when they have like that drape look to them, kind of going downward.
Yeah. Thank you. I love that you think about me when you design, because it's funny because I think about you and I think about Danielle quite often when I'm designing stuff. I draw so much from you guys, and then our community. Our community has so much talent. Oh my gosh. It's amazing to go like through the gym chat and look at all the photos, or go through the Sara Lovecraft Designs community and look at all the photos. It's incredible the amount of talent.
It's a very fun scroll to see every day what people are doing. Okay, also other idea here is I might just tack on this tassel from the amethyst strand. I think it could kind of like become maybe part of the focal here.
Oh yeah. Oh, I
It's like
love
a little,
that.
not my usual style, but I think I like it today. It's called maybe. It's a maybe for me. Oh wait, I have 2 of them though. It could. Would that be weird if I made them like? That'd be weird if I made it either side.
No. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of depends on where you're going lengthwise with it.
Oh no, I kind of like that. I'm not gonna.
It doesn't look
It's
like
like runway jewelry. No, it's serious. That's like runway jewelry. That's fabulous.
Okay, I'm gonna rub with it. We'll see what, because that means that this then would be the strand to go on the outside. This might be wild, y'all. If you hate it, don't tell me. This is the sort of thing we just need to see what it looks like in a finished piece to know if it resembles any sort of a decent idea. Because it would also, I mean, if I use 1 in the center. No, I don't like that. I actually, this is growing on me. This weird is okay. Jill says, I'm going boho with all the tassels. I mean, I love when people make tassels part of like their lariats.
Right.
And they're like long strands. I think it's so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Wanda said, shine on. Thank you, Wanda. That's the energy we need. When do you find you do your most your wire experimenting? Because you're always coming up with different things. When does that happen?
Well, usually on Mondays. Oddly enough, Mondays are usually, I come in the office. I'll get up on a Monday and I'll come in the office and I'll sit here for a little bit and just look out the window and pet a cat and. But then I'll put on something I'll put on some sort of Netflix series or something that can be background noise. And then I just start playing around, because a lot of times on Mondays, I'm gearing up for the Hardwired class for Tuesday and trying to come up with a project. And what ends up happening is that's where not just the Hardwired project, but like the projects for the rest of the week kind of come from that. I use my Hardwire project as kind of like my jumping point for my ideas and my inspiration for everything else for the week. So it's usually a Monday kind of thing. And I usually sit in here. Monday is oftentimes the longest day I spend in the office. Like last night, I didn't leave in here until, I don't know, it's probably 10 or 11. And sometimes I will it's really weird, because sometimes I'll be in here and I'll have everything on. There's music going, there's, a show going, and, Q might be sitting next to me playing something on the Xbox or something, or, or Colleen's here and she's working on something or whatever. But then other times I turn everything off, and it really just kind of depends on if things are flowing or not. You know what I mean? But all the wire experiments, they happen on Mondays.
What if, that's kind of terrifying to me, because what if the experiment doesn't work?
Oh, well, then I end up in here until 3:00 in the morning. I mean, because I gotta have something, right? I can't not have a project. So something's got to give at some point, right? But I also do find that I work really well under pressure. And oftentimes my best projects happen when nothing else has worked, and it's literally the last thing I try, and it's like, well, this is it, this is the money shot.
Yeah, I think you've been doing a lot of wire weaving, and I think you've gotten me inspired. I was like, I want to start doing some things with wire that I haven't done as much of.
Yeah.
Kind of ready to add some other things to my toolbox.
Well, it's funny because I really focus so heavily on wire that I miss other things. And that's where I'm really kind of excited about. I'm always excited to work with you, and I'm looking forward to this whole JTV adventure that I'm about to go on, because it's going to give me the opportunity to kind of do some of the other things that I forget about. And like you mentioned at the top, like the pearl knotting, like knotting these beautiful shell beads, because that's one of my favorite things in the entire world. And yet it gets kicked to the back because I'm always kind of focused on wire. Knotting projects, leather projects, things like that I haven't been able to do a whole lot of lately. I miss those things a lot, because I can do so many other things, and sometimes those other skills kind of get forgotten about.
Yeah, I love when you do your knotting projects when they pop up. They're so pretty.
They're so fun, and that it really kind of brings me full circle, because that's really where I got started, was macrame and knotting. And
Hello. Robot's listening.
Yeah, he is. It's funny.
And I feel like you still do macrame projects. You still mix them in.
I do. I mix them in. I try. I feel like there's a whole arsenal of other skills that I know and have that I don't do as much as I wish that I could.
Mm-hmm. What am I making here? Maybe.
And I do bead weaving. I know a lot of people don't know that about me. I don't like to teach bead weaving just because I feel like I should leave that to the experts. But I mean, I do love a good bead weaving project. It's just that those are a little bit more time consuming. So I really have to prepare in advance,
What are your go-to stitches?
Right angle weave is my absolute favorite. That is my go-to stitch for everything, because I can literally take right angle weave, and it's like wire. I can take right angle weave and turn it into anything. With wire, I can take wire and turn it into anything. It's kind of the same way I feel about that right angle weave as I do about wire. I love it. My daughter, she's a peyote girl. She can take peyote stitch and turn it into anything.
Peyote's fun.
She loves it.
I'm very intrigued by peyote. I did some on the plane back from Tucson, and I made a peyote little tube bead, and the first one came out great. I had my Danielle PDF downloaded on my phone, and the tutorial downloaded on YouTube as well. So I was set. I did the first one, and I was feeling really confident, and I went to do the second one, and I was like, I referenced the PDF just to get the counts at the start, but then I was like, oh, I got it.
Right.
And it was a mess. It was a mess.
Oh no.
And it was like after this first one came out so smoothly. So I was like, oh, that's okay. I'm still new at this. I'll do another one. Next one, I referenced the PDF a little bit more.
Yeah.
Same issue, not coming together. And I haven't picked it up.
Oh no. You abandoned it. No, go back.
The end of the story is not today, but I have to I gotta finish those. I wanted to make 5 peyote tubes with the new Toho colors.
Yeah.
And some of them are made out of recycled glass. They're really pretty. And I haven't finished that. We'll get back to that project one day.
Look, I made 2. We actually had enough time. I got both done.
Wait, they're so cute.
I love them. I love my little elephants. They're just so cutie patootie.
I'm glad you finished because I have 3 minutes.
They're so cool. They're super cool.
Trying to use up as many of these wire scraps as I can. I feel like I'm bad about using wire scraps, but if they're in front of me, I should try to use them, right?
Right. I'm always like that. I have a pile and I'm like, I should go to that. And then I end up just cutting a new piece anyway.
It's so easy.
I'm so bad about it.
I don't know why I decided to do all wrap loops this morning, but I love the look of wrap loops.
Mm-hmm.
Like I find the piece very satisfying when it has wrap loops, and they're so secure.
Yes.
Wrap loops
absolutely.
last. Oh, someone was asking about, like, the person was asking about wire thickness. Like, if you're doing simple loops, you've got to use, like, I usually do like 20 or 18 even. 22 probably is fine, but I don't know. The thicker, if you can do thicker with simple loops, definitely go that direction, just so your piece has as much strength as possible. What do you think about
So Wanda's making fun of your wrapped loops because you do them so differently. She said you could go a lot faster if you did it the right way.
Not true. You want us to be
He is doing it the right way. He's doing it the Sam way.
This is so natural to me. I wrap with my non-dominant. I can't tell you why. I didn't even know that was weird until we met. Wanda pointed it out.
It kind of is weird, Sam. But you know what?
Hey,
it works for you. So
it's what makes me special, Sarah. Okay.
Exactly. You're the only person I know who can do it, and I've tried.
You know, probably why I do it is Rachel Malice, who kind of gave me my wire refresher when the start of the pandemic. She does it the same way.
Yeah.
So maybe it actually could be part of the reason, but it's so natural to me. It feels like it probably is how I did it before also. I mean, look, I could try. I wouldn't even know how to hold. No, I literally wouldn't know how to do it. It's not possible to hold that.
We just like to tease you. You make perfect wrapped loops.
Are you already cleaning? You're so on it.
I'm a little crazy.
I'm gonna have this necklace drafted. It's looking like the idea is I wanted to use the nice Saturns.
Oh, I love those Saturns so much.
Maybe with the tassel. Okay. My last thing here is I should try to connect to the tassel to see if that's how workable that is, and then call it a day for now and start prepping the sale. I hope I get to hang with many of you tonight, because we like to have fun at our Beadbox Extra sale.
I have to be careful because I always I pop in and I'm like, oh, I can't look. Cannot look. Like my bank account is crying and
because there's me on the live, you're like, ooh, amethyst.
I know.
I'm not always the best influence, I can admit that, but
you're a bad influence in the best way.
It's because I'm just the same as you all, because me and Tucson are like, oh yeah, I'll buy 50 of that.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah. You're our supplier. Sam's my bead plug.
It comes with the same excitement, because I get excited when I go bead shopping. I only buy the things that I think are cool.
Well, fortunately for us, you have amazing taste because we all agree with you.
Well, thank you. I mean, beads, I think having fun beads make designing way fun.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm not inspired by my beads, I probably won't pick them up to make something.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I thought that was your pup.
No.
All right, last test here. I'm gonna see if I can use the 22 gauge on that pencil and call it a day.
So for my hardwired members, guys, don't forget we are back to our 4 p.m. time slot for hardwired, and hardwired opens for enrollment next week. So those of you who are interested in being a hardwired member, that is my paid Facebook group that you can be a part of. We meet twice a week and we work on projects that are a little bit more advanced than what I do on my regular lives. They're not super hard projects. I try to break it down into a way that makes it digestible for everybody.
And they're gorgeous.
If you're interested, I'll give you a little sneak peek at what our project for this week is so that you can see the kind of things that we're doing. We're making a bangle bracelet this week with this wire weave.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's
so that's
amazing.
our project for this week.
I insert sentence enhancers here. Holy.
No, it's easy. It's easy. And that's what we do. Like, I want you to be wowed, but then I want you to come to class and be like, oh, I can do that. I can totally do that. After Sarah explains it to me, I got it. Easy peasy.
Yeah, it's nice also that you can just go back to the group for the recording and like make it along to it.
Exactly. Yep.
I've done at least one of your weave projects from Hardwired, and like having the video was very helpful.
Oh yeah, you can always go back and watch, and then you can go back and watch the other ones if you need like inspiration or you just want some background noise. I know somebody who used to put me on as background noise.
I put you on all the time, Sarah. Keeps me focused. I just got to hear Sarah. It's like I'm hanging with you.
Exactly. Well, that's the way I want it to feel. Like in our hardwired group, we're very casual, but we work hard. Like, and I want it to be that way. That to me is the best way. Some of the best teachers I ever had in school were ones where I was learning something and I didn't even realize I was learning because of the way that they kind of talked to us and treated us. So that's the way that I approach teaching. And so I want it to always feel like, whether it's our lives here on Tuesdays or whether it's a hardwired live, like you're beading with a friend, and you just so happen to be gaining knowledge at the same time. So.
Oh, I always have such nice, when I do get to catch those lives, it is so lovely. It's such a wonderful community of folks and creatives.
It really is. We have a good time.
All right, so the test, there is a good enough loop on the tassels there at the top. This is the tassels that like you get at the end of like an Indian cut strand.
Yeah.
Toss them aside. I've never actually used them in a piece, but these were purple, so I was like, how could I not?
Mm-hmm. They're perfect.
It's too meant to be. All right, so I at least know that this will work, and I think I'm okay pausing on this project. It's like there's other things I have to do in my day. That's silly.
Isn't that's always the case? Like so many things getting in the way of your beading.
I was like, get out of the way. I got to get the coupon out, like to the Beadbox subscribers. I got to get the coupon out to you guys, the monthly coupon. I got finished prepping all the items for tonight. There's plenty to do. But there's what it looks like with one of the little Saturns.
I love that so much. So much.
Stacy says, I wrap the way you do, Sam. Yeah, that's the right way, Stacy. Not these silly willies over here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and flip around.
It's gonna be fabulous. You've got to finish it. You have to finish it so we can see what it's gonna be when it's all said and done.
These can also, each of these could be kind of their own earrings too. Let's see if I'm not be able to hold these up, but they hang well.
So pretty.
There's no reason these dangles couldn't become earrings.
Yes.
Oh, even these. Actually, I love just long earrings like this.
I do too. Ooh, those would be beautiful. Stick an ear wire on that and call it done. I like that.
I made something.
Like I made something too. I did too.
I love them. I like that there's three different tones from the box.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
They're
And you
so
pulled out
good.
the silver. We definitely went for silver this month. I'm like, so it's nice. It works, I think it works with the silver really nicely.
I do too. It looks really, really good with the silver. I mean, you could do other things and you could, as far as like the metals that you're using, you could definitely use hematite because there are lots of hematite. So like that gunmetal-y hematite color, if you wanted to use that in your findings or your chain or whatever, that would look amazing too.
Well, this was lovely. I'm so glad I got to start my day beading with you, Sarah.
Me too.
As always.
I love it.
I could do this for 5 more hours with you.
Me too.
Imagine how many necklaces we could make.
Oh my gosh, I know, right? We could just have collections and collections.
No, I'd only get 2 necklaces done. Because if I think I have all the time in the world, I'm going to start making them way too complex. Like, oh, yeah, I'll go learn a new weave. I'll go learn something. Yeah, right.
Right. Let me learn a new skill real quick first.
No, let me peyote stitch onto my weave. Yeah, let's go. I could do that. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It was so wonderful to have very kind and loving, familiar faces here in the comments today.
Absolutely. All right. Well,
always ask about snack shenanigans.
I have not done a snack shenanigans in over a year.
Do I have to do the snack shopping this time?
With so many other things that are going on, and I really need to because it's such a fun way to break things up, and I feel like it's long overdue. Like I need to start working on it. So if you guys have got suggestions for something you want to see me eat, like I'm trying to do things that I've already done. For those of you who are completely unfamiliar with snack shenanigans, I periodically will do this thing where it is completely unrelated to jewelry at all. There is no jewelry making. But I get foods, weird, gross, unusual things from around the world, and I get a whole box of it together, and then I eat it in front of you so you can laugh at me and we can laugh together. And
that last one was I the last one? Was I on the last one you did?
You were, yeah.
That was disgusting.
Yeah.
Every single item was so gross.
Yeah, and that wasn't even like the worst snack shenanigans I've done. Mm-hmm. Like I've done some really bad ones, but they're always so funny, and it's a great way to like bring in people who are not jewelry related, and because like those videos get so many views on YouTube that are not from jewelry people. But it's funny because then those people like stick around and they're like, oh, I'm gonna learn I want to make some earrings for my mom. You know what I mean? That. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Whoever said the pickled candy was gross. Yeah, try tasting it.
Yeah, and me and Colleen ate a tarantula. We ate tarantula. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Oh, that was on that live. I was so glad you didn't send me that.
Yeah, it was bad. Oh my god.
Anywho, we're gonna sign off.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Do not forget about Sam's sale tonight. You don't want to miss that at all. You definitely want to be there for that. And I will be seeing Hardwired Group at 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be back here on Friday at 1 p.m. for our Feel Good Friday show. And am I leaving anything out?
Hardwired opens probably next week for you, right?
Yep.
And sale tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific. If you want a reminder, we have a text list. If you're on Sarah's text list, I have a similar text list that I recommend joining, and an email list, all the things you can go to join. If you go to joinsamspeedshop.com, you can get on those things and you'll be all squared away. I think that's it. This was a lot of fun.
It was. Absolutely.
I'm going to have to finish up this necklace because I'm like very intrigued. I'm looking down and I'm like, oh, this is kind of pretty. I like how this is coming together.
I know. I can't wait to see it finished. So, all right, everybody. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the afternoon. Thank you so much to my team and to Sam's team. Love to Jesse. And I guess that's it. I love you, Sam. This was so
shout
fun.
Out to Colleen, Nicole, and Jesse. All right, y'all. We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys. Bye.